Well, fellow traders, this is Paul Lum. We'll get another stock here for you. It's called NXT Nextracker Inc. This is a solar stock, and we got a pretty good cup resolution off of the CAT-3 TM-4 cycle, and I'll break down the cycles here in a second. But first, before we dive in, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps us reach more traders like you and keeps you updated on our latest trading tips. Also, we're looking for talent, maybe someone who's not locked into their own way of trading and is open to exploring a new outside-the-box form of cycle-based trading, which we use to swing trade equities and day trade indexes, SPY, QQQ, and futures. If you have any interest in that, DM me through our social media or email me at paul@bigkahunatradingclub.com and I'll give you more information. Okay, looking at the market rating again, we are having an improvement in the market conditions just based on the tariffs with China, England, and potentially more tariff deals coming along. So we may even bump up to a C and B rating here in the next several days. Again, excellent action off of the lows. You can see the big spike here and then basically a follow through on it from those highs right there. We had a gap up and then a retest of that gap. Looks like it's holding right there. And once we take out that high right here, we should be in much better conditions. This is coming out of a 1.5 TM1 cycle on the cup. Okay, looking at the cycles on this NXT, again, this is a pretty good cup. We got a 1 BMI left hand side of the cup, VR2. We had CAT-1 was a TM2 cycle, a 5 to 7 month cycle. TM3 was actually TM2 was a 3.5 month cycle. TM3 is a 5 to 7 month cycle. And you can see the price squeeze coming in off of that. And TM4 is a 10 to 13 month cycle. And you can see another price squeeze there between a TM3 and TM4 lows. So internal cycle off of that CAT-3 was a TM1 1.5 month cycle. You could look for the breakout of that TM1 or maybe a 30-day high breakout. Let's see what day count on that is. 28-day high right there, and good solid breakout. Now the only thing that might be a problem, well, not a problem, but just a timing question, is the fact that off of IPO, common IPO cycles is generally a TM5 to TY1, and you go out further to a TM7 cycle. But what that means is basically once the U pivot sets on an IPO, a 12 to 15 month cycle, a TM5 cycle, which would be basically around June or so. That would be the set of the TM5 cycle. So it would not be unusual for it to just, even with this strong spike right here, even setting a higher high in that TM5 range and then pulling back inside of it for potentially a couple months. So let's say it spikes up and hits that trend line, and basically this is May 15, mid-May. So a lot of times in June you have a lot of consolidation zones. So that might be a good time for a cup and handle. Maybe spike it up and then potentially 1 to 2 month pullback inside of that during the summer months, and potentially follow through and fall. No guarantee it will work out that way, but that cycle is a very common cycle for an IPO TM5 cycle. So let's keep an eye on that and just be aware of also to get the $50 psychological price point. Seems like it took it out with pretty good energy. So the next one you got to look at is the $75. It's a key psychological price point too. So could very well pop through that, come back and retest as a PBC zone over 2 to 4 weeks or so, and then potentially continue up. So keep an eye on it, NXT Nextracker, and when we come back I'll give you a couple of price targets on it. If you're unfamiliar with any of the trading terms I'm using, you can find our club lingo at bigkahunatradingclub.club/lingo. Okay, looking at some price targets on this. If you just based on the BMI off the left hand side, 1 BMI, this could be $130 stock. If you base it just on the channels, the north channel of that is a 65, which is basically 100% off the low, but you could generally extrapolate out of the breakout of the U pivot for these stocks depending on the how to control the left hand side BMI is. It's very stable right here, so quite likely that it's going to gun the one BMI, which would be $130 or so. If you based on a channel, we got the North channel or the X channel TY1. That's the 1.5 year cycle off the lows. The X channel is around $100, and then get outside of that, quite likely could hit the 1 BMI target off of the U pivot over here, the left hand side of the cup. So looks pretty good. Stock rating on this probably about I'd say 80 or so. And stock again is NXT Nextracker Inc. If you're interested in our trading style, want to join the club or get one-on-one coaching, head over to cycletradingtraining.com. Hope you enjoyed the video. Take care.